with the news in details.
Headlines brought to you by
Centenary Publishing House, the leading publishers of prayer and hymn books since 1977.
In our weekend edition, integrating technology in peacekeeping, UPDF concludes UN courses on women outreach and drone operations. UPDF commends women inclusion and technology in UN missions.
The successful completion of these courses is a commendable achievement. The Women's Outreach course continues to serve as an important platform for empowering women with the confidence, knowledge, and leadership capacity required to contribute effectively to modern peace operations.
While Constitutional 48-hour rule for detention highly violated, Uganda Human Rights Commission report ranks police highest in human rights violations.
The violation that was violated the most was that compliance with the 48-hour constitutional requirement that someone shouldn't be detained at police beyond 48 hours. But we're seeing that yes, the rule is in place, but this challenge still persists.
And from the Anglican Church of Nigeria, His Grace, the Most Reverend Dr. Joseph Olatunji and Mama Comfort Akinemfwa retire after 40 years of faithful priestly ordination and 28 years of distinguished episcopal consecration.
brought to you by
Centenary Publishing House, the leading publishers of prayer and hymn books since 1977.
Welcome aboard the Vehicle of News at 8 this evening, and we do start with the Uganda People's Defense Forces has concluded 2 United Nations training programs focused on women empowerment and drone operations at the Regional Service Center in Entebbe. The training, sponsored by the Government of Canada, brought together military and police personnel from several countries to strengthen peacekeeping capacity and promote women's participation in United Nations missions. We do take a look at this endeavor in Entebbe. The Uganda People's Defense Forces has officially concluded 2 United Nations training programs aimed at strengthening peacekeeping operations through women empowerment and advanced technology. The trainings, held at the United Nations Regional Service Center in Entebbe, included the 16th edition of the UN Women Outreach course and the UN Micro Unmanned Aircraft System training, comprising the 11th Remote Pilot course and the 9th Training of Trainers course. The courses brought together military and police personnel from multiple member states to strengthen peacekeeping capacity and advance women participation in United Nations missions. Representing the Government of Uganda, Brigadier General Charity Binababo, Director of Women Affairs in the UPDF, presided over the closing ceremony at the invitation of the United Nations. She described the event as both a celebration and a reaffirmation of Uganda's commitment to international peacekeeping through global partnerships.
It's a great honor to join you at this closing ceremony marking the successful conclusion of the 16th edition of the Women's Outreach course and the Micro Unmanned Aircraft System training, comprising the 11th edition of the Remote Pilot course and the 9th Training of Trainers course. Today's ceremony is not only a moment of celebration, but also an opportunity to reaffirm Uganda's steadfast commitment to peace support operations, professional training, and the advancement of women in peacekeeping.
Brigadier General Binababo noted that the Women Outreach course continues to empower women with the confidence, leadership, and professional skills required in modern peace operations. She further observed that the UN drone training reflects the growing importance of technology in improving situational awareness and personal safety during peacekeeping missions.
The Women's Outreach course continues to serve as an important platform for empowering women with the confidence, knowledge, and leadership capacity required to contribute effectively to modern peace operations. Equally, the Micro Unmanned Aircraft Systems training reflects the growing importance of technology in enhancing mission effectiveness, situational awareness, and the safety of personnel in the field.
She also thanked the Government of Canada, the United Nations and the Regional Service Centre Entebbe, the UNCACAP team and Government of France instructors and support staff for supporting the successful implementation of the course.
I wish to express sincere appreciation to the United Nations, the Regional Service Centre here at Entebbe, the UNCAP team, the Government of France, the course supervisors, instructors and all supporting staff whose commitment and professionalism made these trainings possible.
Meanwhile, Director of the UN Regional Service Centre Entebbe, Pauline Jamo, commended participants for their dedication and commitment throughout the training.
Of dedicated women officers and professionals from around the globe, uniting to enhance their skills in communications, information, systems and cutting-edge technology. Together, they are diving into realistic operational scenarios, showcasing the resilience, professionalism, and leadership that today's peacekeeping efforts will require.
France's Assistant Defense Attaché, Jean Folliot, also reaffirmed France's support towards peacekeeping initiatives and thanked participating member states for their continued commitment.
France is proud to contribute to provide peacekeeping capabilities through technical expertise and the deployment of specialized trainers, particularly in micro-UAS programs. The drone pilot course and the training of trainer course demonstrate how innovative technologies are transforming peace operations, equipping personnel with critical skills in surveillance.
The UN Women Outreach course hosted 22 female participants, including officers from Uganda, Bangladesh, Brazil, Colombia, Egypt, France, Gambia, Germany, Indonesia, and Zimbabwe, among others. The UNMUAS remote pilot and infrastructure course attracted 12 participants, including 2 UPDF soldiers. Developed in line with United Nations Security Council Resolution 2122, the program seeks to increase women representation in peacekeeping missions and address gender imbalance within international security operations. Organizers say the diversity of participants strengthens interoperability and shared understanding across UN missions worldwide. Now, moving on, Uganda's Human Rights Commission has sounded alarm over persistent rights violations, with the latest annual report placing the Uganda Police Force as the topmost abuser of human rights in the country. Senior Human Rights Officer Hope Bagota highlighted breaches of the Constitution as the 48-hour rule, torture and election-related violence, as while stressing the urgent need for alternative dispute resolution to ease court congestion and prison overcrowding. She further warned that inadequate funding continues to hinder the Commission's ability to fully serve communities from across the country. We do take a look at this report.
Following the recent release of the 28th annual report on the state of human rights and freedoms in Uganda 2025, among some of the violations that are outstanding were law enforcement and detention, where the report highlighted that the Uganda Police Force topped the list for human rights violations complaints in 2025, covering assessments of conditions in places of detention and the protection of personal liberty.
In our findings for 2025, the violation that was violated the most was that compliance with the 48-hour constitutional requirement, that someone shouldn't be detained at police beyond 48 hours. But we're seeing that yes, the rule is in place, but this challenge still persists.
Speaking to Church of Uganda Family TV, the senior human rights officer of the Uganda Human Rights Commission, Hope Bagota, underscored that the constitutional 48-hour rule requiring detained persons to be produced in court is being widely violated. She attributed the breaches to several factors, including inadequate manpower within the courts and instances of manhandling by the police officers.
Our research found that there are a lot of structural issues that are affecting the implementation of this right. Number one is the manpower. And then we find that, yes, courts have been increased across the country, judicial officers are being hired, but we are not increasing on the number of prosecutors, of officers in the office of the DPP. They're not rising to the exact number, or they're not growing as fast as the courts are growing. We've always had large number of complaints in terms of violation of the right to personal liberty, that is the compliance with the 48-hour rule. Why this issue persists is because that the police is the point of entry. It is the first point of entry. Whenever people have a dispute, the first thing that comes to their mind, let's go to police. Whether police is mandated to handle that matter or not, they go to police. And also, we also realize at times even some officers do not encourage people to go elsewhere. We've seen reports, we've seen complaints of people saying I was detained and I was being asked for some little money to be released, or were rounded up and then asked for some money in order for us to be released. So also those issues.
She emphasized the importance of alternative dispute resolution mechanisms as a means of reducing unnecessary court cases and easing overcrowding in prisons.
We also urge the communities and also the officers, the different security officers and justice actors, let's make use of alternative dispute resolution. Every matter doesn't have to end up in court. Let's make use of the different systems. If a matter can be handled by the chairman, LC1, advise the parties to make use of the chairman, LC1.
According to the report, violations highlighted included human rights abuses, such as torture and deprivation of personal liberty, election-related violence, including excessive use of force and restrictions on media and civil society, as well as traditional and social concerns like substance abuse and mental health. She further noted that the Commission continues to grapple with challenges, with inadequate funding standing out as the most pressing. She emphasized that with sufficient resources, the Commission would be better positioned to extend its reach and provide greater support to communities across the country.
Usually the challenges we face are around funding, because funding then will enable us to reach much more people, enable us to recruit enable the Commission to have more staff, enable the Commission to have more equipment that it can be able to reach the growing number of the Ugandan population.
Now, farmers and livestock keepers in Uganda have been encouraged to embrace maggot farming as a cost-effective and nutritious alternative for animal feed and organic crop fertilizer. Experts say maggot farming not only reduces the high cost of commercial feeds but also presents employment and income-generating opportunities, especially for the youth of Uganda. We do take a look at this report.
Following the recent release of the 28th annual report on the state of human rights and freedoms in Uganda 2025, among some of the violations that are outstanding were law enforcement and detention, where the report highlighted that the Uganda Police Force topped the list for human rights violations complaints in 2025, covering assessments of conditions in places of detention and the protection of personal liberty.
In our findings for 2025, the violation that was violated the most was that compliance with the 48-hour constitutional requirement, that someone shouldn't be detained at police beyond 48 hours. But we're seeing that yes, the rule is in place, but this challenge still persists.
Speaking to Church of Uganda Family TV, the senior human rights officer of the Uganda Human Rights Commission, Hope Baguta, underscored that the constitutional 48-hour rule requiring detained persons to be produced in court is being widely violated. She attributed the breaches to several factors, including
Farming is steadily emerging as a profitable and sustainable agribusiness venture in Uganda, with farmers and entrepreneurs increasingly turning to the practice as an affordable source of animal feeds and organic fertilizer.
Which includes sustainable or alternative animal feeds, organic fertilizers, beneficial microbes. We also rear animals such as poultry, we have piggery, we have fish, and many others. We also do snail farming and earthworm farming. So in the alternative or sustainable animal feeds that farmers can use in animals.
Experts say maggots contain essential nutrients required for proper animal growth and body development, making them suitable for poultry, piggery, fish farming, and other livestock enterprises.
Agrodivers, we also do what we call alternative plant proteins. You know, I'm an animal nutritionist by profession, so in animal feeds you need both animal protein and plant protein. So for animal protein, sustainable animal protein sources that you can use in animal feeds, that we have the black soldier fly larvae, we have the snails, we have the earthworms. When you go on the plant protein part, this is where now.
During an engagement organized by AgroDriver Company, stakeholders highlighted the growing importance of maggot farming in addressing the rising cost of commercial animal feeds and chemical fertilizers.
Just for the sake of producing it, we are our first customers. Number one, we have over 500 chickens, whereby we have both Saso chickens, we have broilers, and Saso chickens and broilers. We also have fish at the farm, and we also have pigs. So we are our first customers even before we look at the outside market. Because as you know, these are still new projects or enterprises, and you will find that even some people have never heard about black soldier fly farming. So as farmers who are starting, we usually advise our farmers, don't go into black soldier fly farming as the only enterprise that you want to do. Make sure you do black soldier fly farming and chickens. You can do black soldier fly farming with fish, black soldier fly farming with piggery. Let it be a
company which specializes in breeding and processing maggots, says the insects are processed into feeds for both domestic animals and aquatic species, while the waste generated is used as organic fertilizer for crops.
Protein. So once you feed them to your fish will actually grow faster. And then apart from using them as feeds, we also get vermicompost, or what we know as organic fertilizer. So this is how the vermicompost looks like. This is manure, or what is left after the earthworms have fed. It also has what we call worm casts or worm castings. Worm castings are also very rich in nutrients. So this vermicompost, you can use it on all crops. And apart from getting this solid organic manure, we also extract another product known as worm tea.
Charlie Mpagres explained that the idea of using maggots as animal feeds was introduced because they are cheaper compared to conventional feeds and currently face limited market competition since they are mainly consumed by animals.
Number one, we all know that fish meal and soybean is competed for between humans and animals. So, as we came up with an innovation whereby this in Uganda, you will not find anyone eating this larvae, but you will find people running for mukene, they eat it. You will find people looking for soybean to eat, so there's that competition, and that's why the prices are skyrocketing for fish meal and for soybean. Number two, we are also trying to conserve the environment. When you use fish meal, we all know that right now our fish stocks in water bodies, they are depleting due to overfishing. And also when you use fish meal, it is also associated with what we
Soroti City has officially ushered in a new political administration following the swearing in of the newly elected city leaders led by Mayor Francis Esudu Obonyo, who pledged to prioritize better service delivery, unity and sustainable development for the people of Soroti. Religious and government leaders used the occasion to challenge the new leadership to embrace integrity, accountability and servant leadership as they begin their new mandate. We head to Soroti to take a look at what Salome did pick out for us. Soroti City, comprising the East and West divisions, officially swore in newly elected leaders including city mayor, division mayors and councillors during a colorful ceremony marked by celebration, prayer and renewed commitment to public service. The oath of office was administered by the Soroti Chief Magistrate Her Worship Hilda Bakana Nsawalaga with the assistance of Soroti City Assistant Returning Officer Luke Osele. A total of 16 leaders, including 15 councillors and the city mayor, officially took oath to begin their leadership responsibilities for the new term.
Protect and defend the Constitution and observe the laws of Uganda as by the law established. So help me God.
While presiding over the ceremony, Chief Magistrate Hilda Bakanansawalaga urged the leaders to respect and uphold the oath they have taken, reminding them of their responsibility to serve the people with honesty, commitment and integrity. The Bishop of Soroti Catholic Diocese, Right Reverend Dr. Joseph Esiro Liach, called upon the newly sworn-in leaders to seek God's guidance in leadership and prioritize service above personal interests. He urged them to lead with humility, integrity and wisdom while remaining committed to improving the lives of the people they represent.
And I presume that all of you were genuinely voted in. Indeed, you have been elected to serve people, the people of this city. So be servant leaders. I would implore and ask you to borrow the theme of the Rotary Club, service above self. All is well which begins well and ends well, so strive to end well. As you have begun well, so end well.
Bishop Esiru further encouraged the leaders to depend on God's wisdom in decision-making, citing the book of Proverbs and emphasizing that leadership grounded in faith and integrity brings success and stability to society.
We thank God who has brought you this far, and we want to implore Him to grant you the wisdom that He granted it to Solomon, so that you will execute your duties with integrity, justice, and humility.
He also challenged the leaders to place the interest of the people first and to offer hope through transparent and accountable leadership. Soroti City Mayor Francis Esudo Obonyo pledged to work closely with government institutions and stakeholders to improve service delivery and transform Soroti City.
I will deliver my services. I will work together with the government in authority. I will work with the cultural leaders and together with you, my friends, to bring the change and the change that you deserve.
Former Soroti City Mayor Joshua Dogo urged the new leadership to embrace unity, teamwork and wisdom in leadership for the good of the city and its residents.
Government, humility, working together. We have challenges in this city. They gave us 10 cities, but in terms of area, Soroti is the smallest in terms of area, even in terms of population.
Meanwhile, Soroti resident City Commissioner Michael Kurut challenged the newly elected leaders to support the President Anti-Corruption campaign and focus on effective service delivery to citizens.
With you to ensure that we take Soroti City to another level. I have also said the slogan issued by His Excellency the President of no sleep and no corruption must be observed to the dot. Already you have seen that a few of our technical staff have fallen short of observance of no corruption, and they are answering a few questions.
On his part, Soroti City East Division Mayor Abdul Latif Wali acknowledged the challenges affecting the city but expressed confidence that the new council would work collectively to reorganize and improve service delivery within the city divisions.
We appreciate God, we should appreciate everybody. The biggest problem we have is garbage. I am very sure I will manage garbage. We also have problems of roads. These roads we are seeing in the town here is not in the places which were next to the city. So most of those roads are doing badly. We shall come to education is another thing. Else we shall improve it so much. But we are also praying government starts a referral hospital.
The ceremony concluded with celebration and renewed optimism as the new leadership official assumed office with promises to strengthen governance, improve public services and advance development across Soroti City. Now is the time for us to move and listen to the Archbishop giving us spiritual guidance to lead us through our spiritual lives. The Archbishop's Moment.
Archbishop's Moment. Sponsored by Uganda Christian University, a center of excellence in the heart of Africa. Join the UCU experience now. And
African Hearts Junior School, where we nurture joyful, hopeful and God-fearing children.
You have a job, be thankful. You have a position you have, be thankful. You have a salary you have, be thankful. And also, enjoy doing your work. Because some people are suffering from what to do. Do it joyfully. And when you do it joyfully, it also, the check should really, there should be an amount put on the check, increased. For people working hard. Akasara keyongereko. It is interconnected. Do the job well, appreciate, and the check also, there is something added on it. But in all, I want to pray, rejoice always. Pray without ceasing, and give thanks in all circumstances. But the best way is to have Christ in your life as your Savior and Lord. That's the best way. Because some people are working, but because they live a queer lifestyle, the money just disappears. The money just disappears. So may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord sustain you. I pray God bless you. Please rejoice always. Pray without ceasing. And also give thanks in all circumstances. In the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Archbishop's Moment. Sponsored by Uganda Christian University, a center of excellence in the heart of Africa. Join the UCU experience now. And
African Hearts Junior School, where we nurture joyful, hopeful and God-fearing children.
Believe in yourself by making good use of the gifts the good Lord did grant unto your life, and trust in the Lord, for he will make you shine with those gifts and make you go places, make you victorious and take you to succeed in matters you never thought you would. And at this moment, News at 8 heads into a very short break, and we shall be right back.
just one wife, that you need the leadership skills of a general.
Yes.
To lead an army of one woman.
So we have to take a lot of pain, a lot of effort to teach children how to get along with one another.
Your raw material is money.
Of course.
But it is not your money.
It is not
That
yours.
is the biggest challenge. So if you do not fear God, you will end up misappropriating this money and taking it to be your own. Yet it is just what you're using to do the work that you're doing.
So ego is very dangerous to me, and we should avoid the extremes.
This program exists to equip, challenge, and empower men to expand their family leadership capacity for national transformation.
Welcome back from that very short break. It is news at 8 here on Church of Uganda Family TV. My name is Philip Mulisa, and I am with Winnie Wins and Nakauchi for sign language interpretation. And starting us off in this second segment, Rubanda District LOC5 Chairperson Stephen Ampiri Kasyaba has pledged to promote inclusive development during his second term in office with a strong focus on women empowerment, youth development, and the inclusion of persons with disabilities through equal opportunities and skills development programs. Kasyaba made the remarks during his swearing-in ceremony held at the Rubanda District Headquarters in Rubanda Town Council, where he officially began his second 5-year term as District Chairperson. We head to Rubanda to take a look at what happened in there.
Rubanda District officially ushered in a new phase of the local leadership yesterday as Stephen Ampiri was sworn in for a second term as a District LOC5 Chairperson alongside the 39 District Councillors selected for the 2026-2031 term.
I, Ampiri Stephen Kasyaba, swear in the name of the Almighty God that I shall exercise the function of the District Chairperson of Rubanda District Local Government, and I shall uphold, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and observe the laws of Uganda, and I shall promote the welfare of the people of Rubanda. So help me God.
Kasyaba, who contested under the ruling NRM ticket, secured a decisive victory in the elections after polling 55,318 votes representing 74.36%. He defeated independent candidate Julius Trinomojuni, who gathered 90,079 votes, equivalent to 25.64%. In his inaugural address, Stephen called for the unity and cooperation among the political leaders, technical officers and the residents, saying development can only be achieved through collective effort and responsible leadership. He pledged to prioritize programs aimed at empowering women, supporting youth initiatives, and improving the welfare of persons with disabilities through the inclusive community development projects.
I encourage you to remain united. I encourage you to remain united, hardworking, hopeful, developmental, and shared responsibility. To the future district is bright. Eji district yitu itwabebe mezibanyu tunaleveri district eboneyire munonga. In the next 5 years, we shall do what I had already mentioned. We shall change Ruhija Health Center 3 to Health Center 4.
He also reflected on the achievements registered during his first term, highlighting progress in the road rehabilitation, infrastructure development, education and the healthcare services across the district.
For the last 5 years, we have witnessed remarkable achievements that continue to attract attention and admiration from the neighboring districts and beyond. From improved road networks, we have boosted trade and transportation, to better healthcare services, to saving lives. Our district has made significant progress in improving the welfare of our people. We are proud of the expansion of schools, educational programs, and empowering our young generation.
the State Minister for Finance Planning and Economic Development in charge of the general duties, Henry Musasizi, urged newly elected leaders to uphold honesty, accountability and transparency while serving the people. Musasizi questioned the leaders against making unrealistic promises during their term in office, emphasizing that responsible leadership requires integrity and practical service delivery.
Corruption on districts, corruption omukuguza emirimo aliho omusigazi witu chairman aramumanya akaturugaho akaba ari omuntu wanje na Steven baramwita Anthony. He left us. Why? Habwenje ahubwo kugira ngo hano ha district akijera ko kurondaho umurimo ubano gwa master bano gwe these small jobs bamwibaho miliyoni ina no muri muti bagumo. So kunabire ndabuza ukabaje abantu bawe bakagira ki bakanyibaho esente zawe.
Meanwhile, Ndora County Member Parliament Eliab Naturinda commended Minister Musasizi for lobbying government to commence construction works on the Kabale Katuna Muko Road project, describing it as a major boost to transport and economic activities in the region.
Honorable Minister, turakushima kwa kugambira ekintu kya compensation Kabale Katuna Muko ndenda kumanyisa ahunda gambira abuwa yoherize bali Katuna na gya Kalimira esente za compensation hatiya abantu bali kusayininga kandi yegoku abazima g'abakigora no kugira ki no kwerebera.
The Rwanda District Member of Parliament Evelyn Nsima also pledged to work closely with the district leadership, councillors and technical teams to strengthen unity and accelerate development programs within the district.
To my chairman, Stephen Kasyaba, that I as Nsima Evelyn, I want to work with you, I want to cooperate with you and the entire deck and councillors. I promise in Chankwanzi, the president and all the technical staff that we had, they did mention ngu okuba member wa parliament mulungi toshebere kugambira ebyo.
Following the swearing-in, district councillors proceeded with the election of the district council leadership positions as the new council officially commenced its work for the 2026-2031 term.
Swear in the name of the Almighty God that I will give.
The organizers of the Viga Music Awards have officially unveiled the 13th edition of the annual Gospel Music Awards, promising a bigger, more innovative and impactful celebration of gospel talent and faith-inspired entertainment in Uganda. The announcement was made during a press briefing held at the Uganda National Theatre, where organizers revealed new award categories, regional competitions and environmental campaigns aimed at transforming Uganda's gospel entertainment industry. Our reporter Emmanuel Alingai was present at this press and we do take a look at what he picked from there.
The Viga Music Awards, one of Uganda's leading gospel music recognitions platforms, is returning for the 13th edition, with organizing promising extended opportunities for artists, filmmakers and creatives across the country. The launch, held at the Uganda National Theatre, attracted gospel artists, entertainment stakeholders, media personalities and partners who gathered to witness the unveiling of this year's plans. Addressing journalists, Nyombi Prince, the founder and team leader of Victory Academy, the organizers behind the awards, said this year's edition is designed to create more visibility and opportunities for gospel artists from different regions of Uganda.
26 gives us Viga 13th edition. It's going to be a unique edition. Why? Because we are coming with a lot of extras.
He noted that the 13th edition will feature regional gala competitions and additional platforms aimed at nurturing and showcasing emerging talent within the gospel music industry.
One of the values that we have is we are going regional. We are going to have regional galas before the grand finale. And all the female and male regional winners will compete for the Arts of the Year for the grand finale. We are also going to do regional categories for choir and praise and worship music. Again, those nominees will compete for the Song of the Year at the grand finale.
This year's awards will run under the theme Let's Go Green, with organizing calling upon artists, funds and development partners to support environmental protection campaigns through music and public awareness initiatives.
And this year we run with the theme, Let's Go Green, because we want to promote eco-stewardship and environmental responsibility.
Organizers further announced plans to conduct industrial masterclasses aimed at equipping gospel and faith-inspired artists with practical knowledge about the entertainment ecosystem, branding, digital opportunities, and music business management under the Harmony 360 program.
We are going to do what we call masterclasses, Harmony 360 masterclasses, where we're going to be training faith-inspired artists or creatives, or what you call gospel artists, how to understand and appreciate the entertainment or the creative ecosystem. Because, you know, one of the pillars of Uganda's economy today, the creative sector has been made one of them. So we need to understand how does a creative sector work.
Meanwhile, Viga Music Awards system analyst Ivan Mawanda revealed that organizers have developed a new digital platform to improve online communication, nominations, and audience engagement through the awards season.
We developed a website that's going to offer all the information and communication about whatever is happening and what is going on. This will help into the nomination phase, whereby people will have to nominate online.
Partners and supporters to the awards reaffirmed through commitment towards promoting gospel music, talent development, and positive values among young people through faith-inspired entertainment.
As Yamaha, as Speed the World Music, we believe in supporting talents, creativity, and gospel music. And we are looking forward for a wonderful event.
Speaking at the launch, the chairman of the board of directors of the Uganda Performance Rights Society, Martin Koyoyo, commended the awards for creating healthy competition among artists and providing a platform for Ugandans to appreciate local gospel music talent.
The beauty of having such an award ceremony is that, first of all, whenever you work expecting a reward, it motivates the artists to work better. And then the beneficiaries, who are the consumers, always are motivated towards receiving better music because the artists are working harder. And then number two, an awards ceremony creates what we call fair competition. Where there is competition, it rewards the consumers, because that way the consumers get to appreciate better music.
The Viga Music Awards 2026 are expected to bring together gospel artists, filmmakers, fans, and entertainment stakeholders from across Uganda as organizers seek to expand the influence of gospel entertainment beyond music into film, social transformation, and environmental advocacy. Emmanuel Alengai for Church of Uganda Family TV, News at 8.
Chaka 2 refugee settlement in Jegegwa district is home to more than 137,000 refugees, mainly from the Democratic Republic of Congo, who fled conflict in search for safety and a better future. Today, financial inclusion is becoming a key pillar in transforming lives within the settlement thanks to the growing presence of Equity Bank Uganda. Let us move to Chaka 2 and take a look at some of the great things Equity Bank is doing in that part of the world.
Established in 2005, Chaka 2 refugee settlement continues to host thousands of displaced people, with nearly 200 children born every month. Managed by the Office of the Prime Minister and UNHCR. The settlement focuses on education, healthcare, sustainable development. Equity Bank Uganda leadership recently visited refugee settlements in southwestern Uganda as part of efforts aimed at strengthening financial inclusion.
Equity supports us to make sure that our refugees get money, their money and food ratios near their homesteads. This is through the extended agency banking that is across the settlement.
Bogere says the bank's projects and
able to get access to finances that help them to do different activities, including getting of food in their homesteads, but also using money for other multi-purpose related activities, starting up businesses, but also making sure that they support their livelihood.
He further appealed to the bank to increase support towards environmental conservation and clean energy initiatives through partnerships that promote tree planting and reduce deforestation.
The bank is invited to support in other interventions related to livelihood, other interventions related to environment and access to energy. And as we are operating, we are so sensitive about environment, so we appeal to the bank to come and cover the vacuum related to environment by engaging with the local partners in planting of trees, but also engaging with the local partners to put a support in the energy saving activities.
Among the beneficiaries are
nti duso go ngakati kubanga nga group twayigamu omuntu bwakwata sente bwakwata sente asobora okuzitwara mu budde buno era mu bwo budde nazitwara nazikozesa naye nazizaayo mu kiseera kituufu kyobolaganye na Equity oba wojezo sente ekirala ntumanya nti bwe tujeyo sente ne wabamo umukufe n'agamba nti zino sente kanzikozese wano naremu ozisasula naremererwa kuzisasula era awo kati netumenya nti awo fena tuba dukoze eki tuba tukoze rose.
Another women's tailoring group also praised the bank for extending loan opportunities that have enabled them to grow their businesses and support their families.
Asa hii grupe ni ya mama peke yake, hamna bababa. Bababa bakajifunza anaenda fungula business yake, lakini mama wanabakia. Sasa kuhusu mafundisho yenye tulipata ya Equity, tulifurahia na tukaipenda. Sababu ya nini? Inasaidia kufanya nini? Kuongeza nguvu ku business yetu tunafanya.
As the largest financial service provider within the settlement, local leaders are urging Equity Bank and its partners to continue expanding services that support refugees and host communities alike.
Sasa tukaona ile pesa hatuwezi kuwa tunaiweka mnyumba. Tukaenda ku Equity, tukafungula account, tuko na account bank, tunalipa msoro kwa URA na kwa Equity tunatia pesa na wakati banatulipa kupitia Equity Bank. Sasa bilifikia kwenye tuliona kama kazi na kuwa ya mingi, capital yetu ni ya kidogo, tukalomba loan kwa Equity. Equity ili tusaidie kununua mambo mbalimbali yenye hatukukuwa nayo, na ile pesa ile milioni 5 tunaitumikisha kwa kununua zile material mbalimbali na inaendelea kutusupport.
For many families in Chaka too, access to financial services is not only improving livelihoods but also restoring hope for a more stable future.
Mazina ni Ichimpaye Angelique, ndi umuturage tuye Sweswe, ni naho nkorera business y'ubucuruzi bwanjye niho mbukorera. Ni umucuruzi kandi ndi umwagent duka Equity duka, kandi ndi umucuruzi ucuruzi duka ya Chakara. Ubucuruzi bwanjye Equity duka nikuyemo ibintu byinshi. Icya mbere nishyura abana school fees, icya kabiri naguzemo hika y'itaka, icya gatatu nongera nagura ubucuruzi bwanjye. Icyo nabasha kuvuga ku bucuruzi bwa Equity duka ikimariye cyane.
Story compiled by Julius Muhumza. This is News at 8.
Now, from our brotherly nation of Nigeria, and with hearts filled with gratitude to God, bishops, clergy, and Christians across the Anglican Communion have paid tribute to the Most Reverend Dr. Joseph Olatunji Kememfwa for his decades of faithful and transformational ministry within the Church. Today, the Archbishop Kememfwa has officially retired from the active episcopal service after clocking 70 years, the mandatory retirement age under the canons of the Anglican Church of Nigeria. His retirement was marked during the 2026 Bishops and Wives Retreat, where church leaders celebrated two major milestones in his ministry, including 40 years of priestly ordination and 28 years of episcopal consecration. Archbishop Kememfwa was consecrated Bishop of Sokoto on January 6, 1998, before later being translated to Bishop of Ibadan in April 2000. Over the years, he emerged as one of the most respected voices in the Anglican Communion, known for his firm commitment to authority of Scripture, strong pastoral leadership, and passion for evangelism and church growth. Church leaders described him as a mentor, spiritual father, and builder whose ministry shaped generations of clergy and church leaders across Nigeria and beyond. Many bishops, priests, and lay leaders serving within the church today are said to have drawn inspiration, guidance, and mentorship from his leadership and personal example.
Today, with deep gratitude to God and profound admiration, we, his mentees, 10 bishops and 2 archbishops, stand united to celebrate a father, a shepherd, and a visionary leader, the Most Reverend Dr. Joseph Olatunji Kememfwa, alongside his devoted and gracious wife, Mrs. Comfort Oluwayemisi Kememfwa, on the occasion of his retirement after 26 remarkable years of episcopal ministry, 2000 to 2026, in Ibadan Anglican Diocese. Your Grace, your ministry has been a shining example of unwavering commitment, spiritual depth, and administrative excellence. You have led not merely with authority, but with humility, wisdom, and a father's heart. Under your watch, the Diocese of Ibadan has not only grown, it has flourished, expanded, and birthed many new dioceses, becoming a beacon of strength within the Anglican Communion. It is often said, a great leader does not just build an organization, he builds people who will build others. This truth finds full expression in your life and ministry. We, your sons in the episcopacy, are living testimonies of your mentorship, guidance, and investment. Through your discipline, encouragement, and example, you raise leaders who now shepherd God's flock across different dioceses of Church of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
And that brings us to the end of today's edition of News at 8 here on Church of Uganda Family TV. But we do take a look at the headlines once more.
Headlines brought to you by
Centenary Publishing House, the leading publishers of prayer and hymn books since 1977.
In our weekend edition, integrating technology in peacekeeping, UPDF concludes UN courses on women outreach and drone operations. UPDF commends women inclusion and technology in UN missions.
The successful completion of these courses is a commendable achievement. The Women's Outreach course continues to serve as an important platform for empowering women with the confidence, knowledge, and leadership capacity required to contribute effectively to modern peace operations.
While Constitutional 48-hour rule for detention highly violated, Uganda Human Rights Commission report ranks police highest in human rights violations.
The violation that was violated the most was that compliance with the 48-hour constitutional requirement that someone shouldn't be detained at police beyond 48 hours. But we are seeing that yes, the rule is in place, but this challenge still persists.
And from the Anglican Church of Nigeria, His Grace, the Most Reverend Dr. Joseph Olatunji and Mama Comfort Akinenfo retire after 40 years of faithful priestly ordination and 28 years of distinguished episcopal consecration.
Brought to you by
Centenary Publishing House, the leading publishers of prayer and hymn books since 1977.
Thank you so much for keeping company with news at 8 here on Church of Uganda Family TV. A special thanks to the production team, transmission, and everyone that is been a part of this bulletin. My name is Philip Mulisa, and I have been with Winnie Wins and Nakauchi for sign language interpretation. A very good evening, and may you all have freedom always.